In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can stop your Kodi buffering for good. So a lot of you people with slower connections are getting very frustrated with movies and TV shows and other things buffering. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can fix that and stop the buffering for good. So there's going to be a couple of simple calculations, but this is the best way to do it. And even if you're not good with math or you're not good with technology, you don't need to know the reason behind these. Just follow the simple instructions and it will fix your buffering for good. But I will be giving the explanation for those of you that would like to know. So the first thing you need is the TT Buffer Fix add-on, and we can easily get that from my repo. So we can do that by going to System, which is the cog at the top in the middle. Once in System, we need to go down to File Manager in the bottom right hand corner. Once in here, we need to choose Add Source from the left hand side menu. And we then need to input the path. Now the path we need to put in here is http toptutorialsrepo.co.uk/Kodi. As always, the link for that is down in the description as well. As soon as you've put that in, if we simply press on OK, we then need to give it a name, so you can call it anything you like. I'm just going to call mine TT for Top Tutorials, and again we can press on OK. As soon as you've done that, we need to press OK again to save the source, and we can then press back twice to return to the Kodi home screen. We then need to select add-ons from the left hand side menu. In here we need to choose the box in the top left corner that you see highlighted now. Scroll down to install from zip file. And in here we need to choose the TT source we created just a second ago. Scroll down to maintenance. And in here we'll find Kodi 17 buffering fix, and this will also work on Kodi 18. Simply press on that and it will download and install my application. Now this is a modified version of easy advanced settings because that didn't work on Kodi 16, so I've just modified it slightly to make it work. So before we open up the buffer fix, we need to find out how much RAM our system has. So we can do that again by going to System, so that's the cog at the top in the middle. Once in System, we need to go over to System Information in the bottom left hand corner, and in here it tells us all the information about our system, and the one we're concerned with here is our free memory. Now a bit of explanation for those who want it. The memory figure we use in our buffer, Kodi will actually use 3 times that, and this information here is in megabytes. In the add-on we actually put it in bytes, so this is where the simple calculation comes in. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's no need to worry at all. The calculation's going to be on screen and it's also down in the description for those of you that do need it. So the number that matters is free memory. We're going to use this for our buffer, and it will be different from device to device. Your device will have a completely different number here, as it depends on how much RAM your device has, and on top of that how much is free. But take this number, and we're only going to use 90% of it for our buffer just to make sure there is still some free memory. So the first thing we need to do is take 90% of this number. So we'll just go through the calculations. I'll explain as I go, but they're going to be on screen, so even if you don't know what I'm talking about, follow the simple instructions. So the first thing we need to do here, I'm going to take this 1970 and use that as my number. It does fluctuate a bit, but just take the average number. So I'm going to go 1970 times that by 0.9, and that will give me 90%, which for me is 1773. Now Kodi, when we use Kodi, we'll use 3 times the amount we put in the buffer, so we want to use 1/3 of that. So if we divide this number by 3, and that gives us 591. So what that means is my buffer size is going to be 591 megabytes. Yours could be more, it could also be a lot less. It completely depends on your device, but the number I've got now is in megabytes, and the number that goes into the add-on is actually in bytes. So all we have to do is times this 591 by 1024, which gives us 605,000. If we times that by 1024 again, that gives us our number in bytes. And for anyone that wants to know, it's because there's 1024 kilobytes in a megabyte, then 1024 bytes in a kilobyte. So that's why we've times by 1024 twice. But you can see here, this number is 619,708,416. So this is the number I have to put in, and it really is as simple as that. So to recap, for anyone that's not sure, take this number, times by 0.9, divide by 3, times by 1024 times by 1024 and write down that number. Now we've got that number, it's nice and easy to fix our buffering. All we have to do is go into add-ons, and it will be under video add-ons and program add-ons, so you will be able to find this fix. Open it up, and in here we've got a few options. So all we have to do is go into edit settings. In here we need to choose network settings, and in here we need to choose cache. Don't worry about any of the other settings, but the only ones we need to change here are Kodi 17 settings by Top Tutorials, and this will be the same for Kodi 18. So memory size is the number you've just written down, so if you press on it, it says disabled, just completely delete that, and we'll input our number, which was 619708. 416, and of course your number is going to be different. All you have to do is put that in and press OK. You'll see now it turns green, and that's our new buffer size. So if we go down, the next option we need to change is buffer mode. All we have to do with this is press on it and select 1, so our buffer mode is 1. And finally, the last setting we have to change is read factor. Now generally I advise using a read factor of 4 here. That is a good number if you have slow internet, so all you have to do here is put 4.0. Now if you have got faster internet, probably above 15 megabit per second, I would advise changing that to slightly higher, so maybe 8.0, but if you're not sure, simply keep it as 4, and if you do have slow internet, I definitely recommend 4. But once we've done that, we press OK, and that's the settings we need to change. So you can see our buffer size, buffer mode, read factor, that is all we need to do. We can then head back, and we need to go to the main screen, so don't quit out yet. Go back to the main screen, and where you see this, you need to press on write XML file. Press on that. We'll get a notification in the top right corner saying file created, and that is it done. So you will need to start Kodi for these changes to take effect, and all it's done, for those of you that want to know, is it's created a file in our Kodi directory called advanced settings.xml. This gives Kodi some instructions when booting. So as you can see, its instructions are to use buffer mode 1, use this size for the buffer, and read factor 4, and that's all we've done, and it's written the XML. So if you get any issues and this doesn't help you, all you have to do is press reset all settings, and that will reset it back to normal. But this pretty much works for everyone, and it will work for you. And for those of you that have confused, just to recap, you take your memory size that we see in Kodi, multiply by 0.9, divide by 3, times by 1024, times by 1024, and we use that number in the buffer fix. Now if this helped you, please like the video and please comment just to say it worked. If it didn't work and you're still having problems, please comment as well, and I will help you fix that buffering, as I know it can be frustrating and it can really ruin your Kodi